The fucking stupid live stream. Well, we're here in the Imaginarium, in the vapor room. Dude, you've been getting the different links in and different rooms hooked up in the Imaginarium cloud over there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mindsgaming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff on there now. We got the video links up, we're gathering up. I'm testing out the gathering today, so I'm not even on Minds or I'm on the cloud.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. How's that working out right now?
It's working. So it's all connected to the Imaginarium room on Minds. So we can be on here, and then if there's a meeting or a gathering on Minds, we'll see it on here too now. So.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Can someone send the link to Cartman? I don't know what's going on. I can't link it, and she's asking me for the link, and I can't for the life of me get the link, and I don't want to totally shut off my computer to I don't know, refresh something. I don't know what's going on, but I can't do it. So someone send her the link to the group. I guess I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and I'm tired of trying to figure it out for her.
Let's see.
All right, I sent a link. I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, send it in the chat. She's in my chat, and I already told her twice that I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't do it. For whatever reason, I saved the key stream from YouTube, and now it's permanently on my copy thing on my and I don't know. I guess I have to refresh something. I don't know what's going on, and I just don't want to deal with it. Just fucking get in the room. Sorry, I don't know what to do. I just don't want to mess around with it anymore. I've been trying to help her, but sorry, just can't do it. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Fuck. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
You're gonna say welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
welcome.
Starting the day off right with technical difficulties. I love it.
Always. This is welcome to Minds. Fuck, all the time.
Yeah.
and I don't even know what it is. I've been, for the life of me, it's fucking something with Jitsi and YouTube or whatever. I'm using Firefox right now, and I don't understand why is there this weird disconnection between the two things, because I use a different service called StreamYard, and I did that with Douglas Rushcraft, and I do it with Curry every now and then, and that works perfectly. I could do. One time me and Curry did 2 hours, and nothing happened, and then when I use this to do it both times with Mindsgaming, it shuts off after an hour. And then I have all these problems with the keypad. I don't know.
Guys,
it's weird.
Can you hear me?
It's I don't understand why Minds and Jitsi and YouTube has this problem, but when I use something else, it has no problem. So there's some weirdness going on.
Can you hear me?
It's Murphy's Law, right? Yes, ma'am.
God, such a fucking hell. I couldn't get in. What's going on?
Welcome to the party.
Well, okay. So now we're all here.
Right, we're here.
This is kind of interesting. Out of all of us, I think Meg is the oldest account on Minds. We got some really old accounts. Meg beats me by a month. And
do you reckon I'm not only the oldest account, but also the oldest in age? I reckon I'm the oldest person as well.
Yeah.
But you know what's so funny is, okay, so we have Michael or Pseudos here, and he is actually the first account that I would say that I made a friend. It's not the first account I interact with, but later, I don't know, for whatever reason, we just started talking on all these threads with each other, and thinking early thoughts of what happens later. And no one really knows about that, but for the good first like summer, like me and him were just always like hitting up threads and like causing trouble.
That we were.
Yeah, that was fun. And we did early collaborations on like writing that story, and then we did other things. Yeah,
Yes.
do you remember that story?
Those were the good old days.
Talk about the story, like what what it ended up happening, because you wrote most of it. I wrote one part.
I forget.
And it was from an idea from somebody else. Do you remember?
Yes. I mean, yes. I took it and ran with it, and that's just what happened. I didn't mean to take it over. It just kind of happened, but I forget who it was. I think he's still around.
Yeah, I don't remember too, because much like anything that happens on Minds, like we find ourselves in a group and then someone proposes an idea and I said, oh, that sounds interesting, and then you just started writing, and then I wrote one part to the story, and then you wrote basically the whole story. But it was cool because like it was like this early experiment in like collaborating, which is always hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that was fun. It was all, organic, and that was the best part about it. It was, it was that sense of freedom that we all kind of, had there on the early Minds, just to be able to express yourself freely.
Yeah, man. So how's your guys' boosting going? I got pissed off today.
Well, yeah, I saw that in Meme Wars. I don't know. I boosted something with Infinite Imaginarium, and I don't think I had a problem. But so what's going on with that? Mindsgaming.
I don't know what's going on, man. It's been a week, and they've declined all my boosts for the last week.
God,
every day. Yeah,
we need to take
censorship on
7 days now, and I haven't been able to boost.
I didn't even try to boost for about a year. Literally, I've never tried it because I've just found it to be it just doesn't do anything. Whenever I've tried to boost anything, I've noticed nothing happens at all.
Yeah, it's
so
either it's declined or it's done in like 3 seconds. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like sometimes it takes forever for it to like be accepted, and then like just the other day, like it got accepted, and then like an hour later it was like done. I was like, what?
Yeah, so something's going on with that, because like that's
weird,
crazy.
Isn't it? Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah,
I've seen some other complaints.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I
think they have someone.
I can't bother with it anymore. It's just like nothing happens. I've tried it. I've experimented loads of times, and it's just not working. So I'm just not. I just don't get into the boosting at all now. Nothing happens when I boost.
Yeah. Crickets. It makes you not want to boost, man. It's crazy. It's like at this point, I feel like someone's attacking my account because I literally cannot boost. It's been 7 days. I can't boost. I've tried different times. I've tried different posts, and just nothing.
Me too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So what's happening there? We need to email Bill and say, what the fuck is going on? Fucking boosted shit.
Meg had something. What happened to your account? I don't remember. You said something that you got like locked out, and then like
oh my god, constantly I get locked out. I'm like banned. My channel's taken down. Then I email Bill, and he's like, "Oh no, it's just a mistake. It's all right. Just put you back on again." And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I really think they have a bad actor, because like all these accounts are getting banned for spam, and then you can't boost, which is, they have access to the boost. It's not all just some algorithm. They have manual access to that. And then like you have all these random accounts being banned for spam. Like, where's their spam?
Yeah.
Aren't they manually approved to be banned?
I don't know. What's going on, but I think we need Bill in the room with us now, answering these questions. Get him. I'm going to send him an email. Say, Bill, we want to hook up with you. We want to talk to you about a few things, and it's all really exciting, minds and stuff. And then we'll lull him into a false sense of security. Get him in.
I
Ask
think
him
he
the
already knows I'm
questions.
pissed off.
He's just going to be like there, like a rabbit in the headlights. We're going to say, right. What about this and what about that? That's what I think we should do.
Good old ambush journalism.
Ambush.
We should definitely try to get him on one of these shows and talk to him about these things because it's
Just
crazy.
get-
Like
yeah,
we
he
all
will.
love
He'll come on.
minds.
He'll come on. He will. He'll come on. We just
Yeah.
need to get him in and say, what the fuck is going on? Why can't we boost our content? What the fuck is happening?
Why are all these accounts getting banned for spam? That
Yeah.
are no spam.
Yeah.
Like what's really going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, even I got fucking banned. That was fucking weird. No, because like they were having problems with like, well, my some of my files are pretty big, but like it wasn't like loading and all this kind of stuff. So I guess I must have like tripped like the algorithm or something. But like I got it banned like instantly. I was like, what? I got banned for vines? That's fucking funny.
That just shouldn't happen.
No, guys, we just need to carry on doing what we're doing, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta hope that eventually it'll work itself out. But like during the times that you have to experience it, it's just frustrating as hell.
It so is. It's like I'm trying to, I want to get into minds. I want to get into being into it, but every time I try and do anything, I'm barred. I'm barred from doing it. What is going on? What's happening there? It's like I'm barred at every possible opportunity, and it's like, something fucking weird's going on there.
Yeah,
So
like what I was saying
earlier. We get Bill on and we get him to fucking answer the questions.
There's like some weird, not to be so conspiratorial, but there are some like bad actors, and then like there's some weirdness of like, what is choose to like run smoothly and what's not. Like I don't know, like there's several times where we have problems with the stream. And I swear it's because like we're using like open source like stuff, or I don't know what it is, but there's something weird because when I use this other one that I paid for, it runs smoothly, and then there's the ones that I use that are different, and they don't not compatible as well, and there's weird things that happen. Like we lost that one stream, that was weird. And the last two streams too like ended. Like right at an hour, which is weird. And like I did one with Curry on the StreamYard, and that one was like 2.5 hours. So I don't understand like what the discrepancy is between those two. So, anyways, on with the show. Now we got our grievances out of the way. We're probably gonna end the stream by now, which is fine. I guess I'm recording it on the other end. But so the thing is that we've all been on Minds for a while, and we all like even in the beginning, like oh fuck, Minds was so horrible to like even like talk on a thread or like even use Messenger or anything. It was like a miracle that we even like were communicating with each other back then. We just like communicated by like memes and smoke signals.
Yeah. I'm over here.
Yeah. I remember for landmines we used the QR code, and then like that's how like everybody got into like the landmines like group.
QR codes and like they're just
So anyways, Michael, I saw that you posted some gaming videos. I know you've been doing that for a while. Like, what's been going on with that? Like, what are some of the games you've been playing, and what are some of the things you're into in that sphere?
Well, somebody's got an echo there. But anyways, right now, I have a new PC, so I've been gaming on that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I've been heavy on Apex.
Nice. What kind of PC you get?
Yeah, it's just a basic. I don't even know. I don't know the specs. I'm not even gonna pretend.
No problem.
Like, listen, I'm a PS4 and PlayStation gamer. So I'm just crossing over. Like,
I got you.
So yeah, so I'm a Battlefield player. So that's what I normally play. So
Nice.
that's what I was posting. I posted up the Battlefield footage, Battlefield 5, which
yeah,
but I streamed on Twitch for a while. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I streamed on Twitch for like 2 years, got to affiliate, and then just took a break within the last 2 years because of life things and then Corona and all this other stuff. So
should I hear you say you're getting into Apex now?
Well, I've been on Apex on PlayStation, but crossing over with the computer.
I got you.
I got that. I got Battlefield 3 on there, and then I got 7 Days to Die, and a couple other things. But right now, because my nephews are playing Apex, I've been playing with them, trying to learn the PC. So
yeah, it's a lot different than a controller, definitely, man.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, man. I actually I hooked up one of my controllers to my computer, so I didn't have to deal with it.
Yes, I did that, but I want to learn the mouse and keyboard. So
yeah.
Forcing myself to play with it while they're on the PlayStation. So, and plus, all my friends are still on the PlayStation. So,
yeah, at least they're on Linux, I guess.
Word.
Yeah, man. I've been stuck on some Apex, man. It's do you play the ranked or are you just playing social?
Just regular, just social.
Yeah.
I ain't good enough. I mean, there was a time back in season 2 and 3, I was heavy on the ranked. We got up to like platinum.
Nice.
Yeah, me and my friends, but then we fell off playing, and everybody went their separate ways. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
So,
I think that was a platinum on Halo too.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. Those were the days. I liked building the maps mostly, though. You remember like playing like Duck Hunter maps on Halo and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
I played. I was big on Halo 1. I didn't really play the rest because I had the original Xbox, so we was big on the first Halo.
Yeah.
And then I stuck to PlayStation. I didn't get the rest. I didn't go to Xbox. So when you talking Halo, I know the original Halo.
Yeah.
Where you have 4 controllers in, and you had them split screens on the big back.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, and everybody would be peeking at your screen, and seeing where you were. It's like, you're in the corner, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm that old.
That's great.
No peeking.
Mm-hmm. I remember the GoldenEye 64 days,
Oh yeah, those are the days, man. Golden gun.
Yeah, that's where I learned my first person shooters from.
Yeah, if you didn't learn on 007,
only hand slapping, but only hand slapping.
Yeah.
You had to get through all the odd jobs.
Yeah.
Golden guns. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good times.
Oh,
so
man.
there's something that's always been kind of interesting. How there's been like this weird, like coincidence or synergy in like ideas and thoughts, and one of them, which is interesting, is your early thought of making a Minds game, and then like that's something Meg has been talking about. So maybe bring that up. When did you sketch that your idea for that?
Well, the date on it is 7/9/16.
Okay.
So it was, July 16, that era when we was big into it. You're gonna flip your shit when I start describing some of the stuff that I have in here, because it's all
do it.
There's different themes to it, but one of them's a Mario theme, and all types of stuff. And I'm just, with everything that's coming out now, it's like it all, like you said, it's all correlating, it's all synced, and it's crazy.
And so one of the things is you had Akana as a boss or something?
Yes, I did. Yes, that is 100% true.
This is true?
I have her as a snake. Yes, it's true. I have her as a snake. And I don't know if this was a person that was on Minds, but I have her little troll army as
yeah.
they're trolls. They're literally trolls, but they're all called lesser monkeys. And I wasn't sure if that was another troll or not. Do you guys remember somebody called the lesser monkey?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so that was Akana and the lesser monkey troll army.
Oh god, great.
A giant snake and a bunch of fucking monkey trolls. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of like
it was supposed to
Donkey
be,
Kong or Diddy Kong mixed with like Mario, or what was it?
well, it was supposed to be.
We have to make a whole Minds game out of this.
Well, I have like sketched out, like I had the picture. I don't know if you're tagging it, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, y'all seen it, but it has like 18 different levels, and it has like everybody. Like at that time, it was the 24-hour Imaginarium, you know, and it just goes down, and everybody was gonna have a different themed level, and it was supposed to be like, you know how Crash Bandicoot is right now, where it's like a mix of 2D side scroller and 3D, and they did it with Sonic a little bit and some other games, but it was sort of like that, where you start out with like a 2D side scroller, and then it was just going to evolve every stage, and every stage was going to be different.
Yeah, like Sonic. I remember that. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was like Crash Bandicoot just came out. That's the latest example that has that kind of like shit.
Bandicoot. Yeah, buddy. I love that game, man. Sonic, of course, is a classic. But that means we need some rings, man.
We have to have like we have to make like a Minds game, and we have to have like a whole like mad section, a mad scene of like trolls. You know, the troll gate, the troll section, the troll level, rather. That's what we have to have.
Yeah, you gotta make it through all the trolls on Minds. Like that's definitely part of the experience.
We have to make it like the Wild West, mixed in with like a few scenes of like Back to the Future. You know, the Wild West, Back to the Future. Have all the trolls on there. That would be brilliant. We've got to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
You have to like draw out the different levels, like so we can put them together.
It has to be like the main thing, you know, but we have to have that whole troll level, and it would be so cool. Go into a portal and go into that section of the game. It'd be brilliant.
It would be. Let me see. Can I post a picture up in the chat to see the one that I posted? Is that possible?
You can share your screen, but you can't post pictures in the chat here.
Meg, remember what were you talking about? That your idea of it was like on a train, and you had to like you know, knock off trolls,
in Back to the Future, the scene of Back to the Future in the Wild Wild West, and there's that train that is it's like, you know, old-fashioned train, but it's like really I don't know, futuristic as well, mixed in with old-fashioned. We have to have that kind of section of the game.
Oh, we could do like a steampunk kind of like style.
Yeah, steampunk kind of style. So we can fight the trolls. Arcana has obviously got to have a major part in that, and have the train is like really kind of steampunk, but you know, it's like high tech, futuristic, but old fashioned. That blend, we have to have that. We have to have that level of the game. If we could create that, it'd be brilliant.
There would be.
Yeah, man. So how are we fighting these trolls?
So we need to create this.
If we're in the game, right?
Whole Minds game, and have that whole section of trolls, you know, that is pure Wild Wild West, which is like the original Minds, you know, when we first started.
Oh, okay. Well, what is the first inception of like your character? Who's running through this game? Is it just like
So
what
we
is it? Is it
have
just
to have that
like an
first
average
section,
person?
that first part.
And then like what do they do? Is they jump on them? Is it like Mario, or is like do we have like something that we throw, or like what's going on? Maybe we have like the light bulb and we like throw and like it electrocutes the trolls or something.
Yeah, like that.
We just throw light bulbs.
Imaginarium,
It's like
section.
it's like an energy ball or something.
Portal, we can go to that section of Minds that is pure troll. It's a pure troll section. That we have to do that. We have to create that somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it'd be amazing.
So
But
like,
people
we
can
can put
choose
it
to
on.
go into that troll section. And play that part of the game. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
You'd have it on repeat, huh?
We'll have to figure out the mechanics. Like, we'll have to figure out what weapons we can use
we've got
against
to do it.
them.
We've got to do it somehow. It'd be
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, I think I
You
have
know,
us throwing
it
light
was
bulbs.
funny.
yeah, light bulbs are probably a good one. Yeah,
I'm trying to find the page. I can't find the page right now. I'm just scanning through this book,
It's
trying to
okay.
find.
You know what was funny? I had an idea that I told Corey. Is like we should re-sleeve Mario, but like put the little bee shaman as the guy.
Oh yeah.
And like he just goes around like eating mushrooms and like messing up stuff. it's exactly like
Listen,
Mario when you shoot.
the little character is going to be a bee shaman.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Awesome.
He was. I'm not lying. Like this is all in the book here. I'm not lying.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the book. Oh, yeah. So
It's all in my sketchbook. Yeah.
Okay, so the bee shaman goes and he eats mushrooms, right? He eats mushrooms so he could get the ideas, which are the light bulbs, so you could throw them at the enemies.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere with this game. Because you gotta figure out how do you get the powers and like how do you defeat like the enemies, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know, like you know, like in Sonic, you go around collecting the rings, right?
Yeah.
And this one, you go around collecting, I guess, like mushrooms and like different psychedelics, I guess. So you can get the ideas to like throw. You're just like DMT.
We gotta have at least one idea called a high idea then.
Yeah.
The idea.
And that'll be funny. Like you get weed, and it's like it's there, but it's like not as strong as like the other ones. It kind of like more like floats up as like a cloud. So like if they're not like if they're like further away, does it like go all the way? Like there's like different strengths to the how far you can throw it. Yeah, I like that.
Only certain ideas
like
can take out certain trolls.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Like we'll have like different colors of the light bulbs or something that like maybe like you know.
Yeah.
So like like a red angry troll could only like get defeated by like a blue logic light bulb or something.
No, it'll be that meme. You know that meme where it's like different levels of Vince McMahon.
Oh my god, yeah.
Or the other one where it's like the different levels of enlightenment. We could be something like that where the higher you go, the more powerful you get.
Yeah.
More enlightened you are.
That's always fun in a game. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to like start it off in like a forest, pretty much.
A forest, and you just like gathering mushrooms.
Yeah.
All is like the game is like the development of like the mind, like so like the more you eat like the psychedelics, like the more your mind like grows. So you get the powers.
Yeah.
And so we start off as like a little chimp in like the in the safari. Dude, I wrote a short story about this one time, and my inspiration was two different short stories that were like science fiction or whatever. I don't know if anybody remembers this short story, but the short story was about basically like our early man that like didn't really have speech, but like these aliens come and then like they take over like the little tribe, and then like they force feed one of the scrawnier people like mushrooms so they could like speak to them with inside their minds, and then like it learns how to like speak language anyways. But like that could be like the beginning of like the video game is like, this is why this is how the bee shaman like came into. That's actually a true story. That's actually what happened with the symbol.
I was just picturing those visuals.
Oh man.
Aliens shoving mushrooms down a monkey's mouth.
Yeah, just like an alien, just like, here, we need to talk to you, but you're so stupid that we need to like force feed you mushrooms so you guys could like, we could like communicate to you, get the bandwidth so you can understand what we're saying to you.
That could be like the start of the game. So the aliens come down and force feed the monkey, and then it turns into a human that now has to go around and collect these mushrooms to develop a mindset.
Yeah, and it gets these light bulbs, and it's just like fighting all these like weird little things,
Yeah. And then
fighting bad ideas or something like that.
Your rewards can be like posts that are like trending posts.
You get like you, it's all to develop like a mesh network that can like be like destroyed.
Yeah.
That's like a finally like what are you working towards like in the future? Break open the web so that the global mind can always be free. Mission over.
The end of the game has to tie into simulation theory somehow. So, like, really, at the end of the game, there was never a monkey, and it was all just like someone playing a game that you were just playing.
Yeah. That's what like I always loved the end of Men in Black. The first one where where they have the galaxies in the marbles, and I always think like that's so fucking true. I bet you that's like what's happening right now. Sounds like our whole galaxy is a marble. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you're just like at the end of the game, you just realize that it was just someone else playing a game on you.
Yeah.
So before this, when I was telling that story of a short story that I wrote once, it kind of reminds me of this book that I always like to bring up, but it's called A Pyramid Fire, The Lost Codex of the Aztecs. And anyways, there's this poet who finds like the codex, and like people didn't believe him at first, and then like this anthropologist like read it and says, well, if it's a fake, it's a really good fake because he got some of the astrology like right, and like that's not easy to like fake all this kind of stuff. And so it finally gets published, but he writes this short story before it, and it's supposed to be fiction, but like when you read it, I think that's how he got like initiated to like understand the codex, because the whole like beginning is like this guy, he's in this town, and then he like makes friends with the shaman, and the shaman starts like feeding him mushrooms so he could understand the codex, and like until the moment that he like goes in, like he basically teleports back into the time of like what the codex was talking about, and like he has the whole experience of it, and then like he comes back afterwards, and then he's like, okay, I could understand it, and then now he like writes the Lost Codex, and he writes it, and then prints the manuscript like decades later. But this is all kind of like what there's another story about Mark Pesce, who we're going to interview on the 23rd, who has a similar story where he takes LSD and then he's looping the doors in the background, and then he goes into the movie, and all of a sudden he understands, because his language is coding, so he understands how to like program it, and he writes the first VR language. And so the poet's language is just like regular written words, and so he writes, a story about it. Now, Mark Pesci's language is coding, so he writes code about it, and he writes VR, and like we're all like simulating this stuff that we used to do before, there's this other book called The Dawn of like Consciousness, and it talks about like the line that I like is like the first gods were the poets, and what he means by that was like what Doug was talking about the first seers, meaning the first people, the first shamans were like the people that told stories, and told stories about not about themselves, but about like things they were hearing and things that they were getting from like elsewhere or whatever it was, and it was always kind of like about these different like things. And so in that respect is like they pushed people into whatever their vision that they got from the bee shaman or whatever, and it like helped to like force these people to go like forward and stuff like that. And we're always like trapped within some virtual reality via language and stories. I think this is what William S. Burroughs talks about when he says language is a virus from outer space, because it goes into this deeper thing about what happens. Like, there's so many different weird stories about psychedelics that I could tell that where it goes beyond like the non-local way of information. These LSD scientists go down to the Amazon and give these shamans, they trade ayahuasca for LSD, and so none of the shamans ever took LSD before, and they give them like a good amount of LSD, and then they ask them the next day what they see, and they were so interested in what their vision was. They said it was really strong, but your magic is kind of weak, and they're like, what do you mean? It's like, it was boring. Like, we just saw, and they explained to them, we see this like empty room with people wearing white smocks. They don't have the same language, but they're saying like, and they're explaining a factory where people make LSD, and they were thinking, what? Why are they explaining that? But like, there's a whole theory about like investing. Everybody's like, in that stage, LSD was an infant. Like, it had no storage of knowledge. Like, each of these psychedelics not only are connected to the whole wealth of knowledge, but they have their own cloud of knowledge. And so that's why, like, when you take actual psychedelics, like, it's so richer in like the information that's there, and like that's why you see like these weird images and like all this kind of stuff. And LSD is good and fun and fine, but like it's different. So it's interesting that those shamans were like, we saw some stuff, but it was kind of like weird and dull, and like it was basically they just saw these like people manufacture LSD instead of like seeing like the cosmic steak at the beginning of time, I think about that. That's just funny in the sense that like VR is written, or even the concept of it is like we're playing out these things that there's something Mark Pesci says in an interview once about like the more we explore science and technology, the more that we realize that we're just like recycling things of our natural like mind and body. Like we may have been created in God's image, but we're creating like the technology in our image. Like it's going like in these weird cycles of like what's happening right now.
Right. Well, have you ever read the book Live Wired?
No.
No. It's a psychologist that wrote the book, and it's about how like our brains are pretty much the same as a computer system, and how they update to like when you meet someone. Say, for instance, when you run into someone and they introduce you to themselves to you, how your brain updates that information so the next time you meet them, that you know their name, and then like the different paths that it takes to remember these things, and how it's actively updating these processes in your mind to keep track of all this stuff that's going in your day-to-day life. And it's pretty much everything that you do is computer oriented or information based. So it's all processes in your mind that break down into pretty much algorithms that you could make on a computer.
You know, this is something when I got introduced to computer science back in high school. That's one thing I always went to is like the metaphors, that the words that we use for computing are great metaphors of like talking about how reality and your mind work. You know, the best way I describe dreams very simply and fundamentally information, and this is why you have your old girlfriend looks like your new girlfriend looks like, you know, a collage of different changing faces, because it's like consolidated like information. That's like the base level of dreaming. But you know, like different things are way easier to explain in using those terms. For sure.
Yeah. The whole dreaming thing is a really interesting aspect of the whole Live Wired book, because like it goes into like how your brain manifests your dreams and like from your current reality, and like breaks it down into a segmented pretty much segments of code that's just disorganized. And that's pretty much what dreams are, is your output of misorganized codes.
I think that's why it's like causing all these like weird. It's like it's the data mash of your perception and reality.
Yeah,
just like blending them in.
Right.
And that's why you get like all these. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's trying to organize code is all it's doing. And so like as it's doing these processes and while you're sleeping and it's organizing all this information, it's just scattered through your brain. That's why you get all these just half thoughts and faces and, you know, images of places that you've never been that aren't even real and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of information that's trying to be processed in your brain. It's crazy.
You know, there was this early like technology that I forgot what it was, like 4 years ago or something. I think Kevin like pointed me in the right direction on this one, but there's this like early where they're imaging the mind. They're able to like first they correlate like basic images with the person, and so then they map out the mind, and then later they map out their mind when they sleep, and then they start like having this like back and forth of like trying to represent what's happening in their dreams with like representing it in images. And they say they got like really good like outlines, but it's still like rudimentary now. But like I think that's fucking crazy, because like I've had some really wild dreams that I would love to accurately describe to people. I just imagine like I might like break this like machine. Like I don't think there's like context for like some of the stuff I see.
They're literally pulling your imagination out of the sky and like presenting it to you. That's very like that's crazy, dude.
It is. It's insane where we're going with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, man. It just shows that like how much everything is just code based. Like everything is pretty much it's all information based. You know what I mean? It's all just sending signals from here to there. And it's like, what if everything is information and that's all we're doing is processing in information and outputting information? Then like, what is real consciousness? Do we have it? Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy to think about.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anyways. Oh, man. So,
Meg, when are you gonna? What's going on with you and your creativity? What's
Oh,
What are you trying to get back into?
oh, I'm trying to like blend my like being a mother, being, you know, doing the normal day-to-day life stuff, and creating my art. It's not an easy task.
Yeah,
You know,
kids are
taking,
tough.
That it is not.
you know, it's like being a mum, being normal, what people would consider to be normal, but creating stuff that is out there and weird. It's like, you know, I struggle with that, to be honest. I do.
Yeah,
But
sometimes you gotta, tap into your imagination side. The kid will help you with that, though, man. They're
yeah,
crazy. They come up with some crazy ideas.
yeah. My
How
kids
old
are
are
like, they know me, they know my personality, and I'll be doing my stuff, you know, creating stuff, doing my art stuff. They're like, yeah, mum's doing her art stuff, we're going to leave her alone. But at the same time, I've got to be a mum and be normal and do
Yeah.
baking and shit with my kids. Do the
Yeah,
baking,
that's
do the mum stuff, you know. But
yeah.
they know I'm a bit, you know, they know I'm a bit weird, so they're cool with it, and they do their weird stuff too. So we blend in. It's okay, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Kids are tough,
Yeah,
man.
even
But I showed
without.
Lizzie, my youngest daughter. She's very she's into coding. I've taught her coding and stuff, and
Nice.
she's very into that naturally. And I showed her the VR, the portals, the infinite and offline portals that we've just created with
No, no.
Mindsgaming. She was just totally into. She was so into it, so excited. She's like, "Oh my god! And you can go into this portal and you can see this stuff and do this stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, but we can make more stuff." And
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
"Mum, I can make a list of things that would be really cool that, you know, you could make more portals for." So she's, you know, my youngest 9-year-old daughter is very into that whole thing, you know, the whole gaming thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's
she
good.
loves,
Yeah.
they love it, you know.
You gotta
And
make sure to
my
get her
other
into
daughter,
educational games, too.
yeah, my eldest daughter, who's 18, who's really into the whole retro gaming thing. I bought them this like console for Christmas. So it was like, you know, oh God, sorry.
Is it like a emulator kind of console, like one of the old school
Yeah,
ones? Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Those are fun.
yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
So they were really into that. I bought them like a Sonic the Hedgehog old
Yeah,
school
yeah.
retro console, and
Yeah.
they got really into that, and yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
they're really into it all. It's like they like it, but at the same time, I've got to be the mum. You know, I've got to be the mum and be normal and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah. The whole emulators are great, like especially for kids. I love the emulators for kids. Like they have some good games on them, but you definitely
Mhm.
got to get them into like some educational games or some coding
Well,
games and stuff like
I
that.
got them into like a retro Sonic the Hedgehog. They got really into that. So we played that over Christmas, and they were really into that.
You gotta get them into Oregon Trails. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oregon
yeah.
Trails are like where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
Oh yeah,
Carmen
that's a
San
good one.
Diego.
Yeah, man.
Mario teach you typing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My eldest daughter's obsessed with Mario. She loves Mario. Well, she's 18 now, so it's retro to her, but she loves Mario. And my
Yeah.
youngest daughter, who's 9, loves Sonic. So they've got, you know, a bit of a divide there, but
Yeah, they're at war right now, but that's okay.
they're at war. my oldest is like, no, Mario, and she's totally obsessed with Mario.
But
My youngest
that
daughter, I
is funny
showed her
because
portals of what we've just recently created, and she was just like, "Oh my god, this is so good!" And she was so into it. My youngest daughter, she loved it. She's
you
a
know,
good time coder, loves the coding, and she's
what's
into it
funny
all.
is Mindsgaming brings up about like they're at war. Back in the day, yeah, like it was Sega versus Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
One
It
side.
was a serious war.
Yeah, it was.
You should get in playground fights about it, man. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Now it's all fun and games, of course. Like I love both of them. Like I love the Sonic games. I love the Mario games. Back in the day, I was on Mario's team.
I'm Sonic obsessed. I love Sonic. That's my era. Back in the 90s, I played Sonic, and I was, me and my friends got stoned and we played it over and over again.
Oh
We got to the point of fighting the boss. We'd go back again and go through the whole process again and fight the boss, and we loved it in our own way. So my youngest daughter's more kind of Sonic. My eldest daughter's more Mario. I was never really into Mario, to be honest. It was not really my thing. I was a Sonic person.
Yeah, I was definitely more of a Mario person, but now I love them all, like the Sonic and the Mario games. My kid just beat the what was it? I think it was like World 3 of Mario on his emulator. And the ones where you like go through all the different castles and everything. Yeah, so he finally beat that, and he gets to the end, and like all the credits kind of like start playing. He comes and gets me and goes, "Now what do I do?" I don't know. You go to the next game.
Yeah, that's always one of those things of like when you get into a game and then you spend so much time and then it's like over and then you're like, oh, what do I do now?
No, I'm Sonic obsessed. I could still be into it to this day. And I bought my kids Sonic retro games, and they got really into it. But it was partly a selfish move on my part because I liked it, and we played that over Christmas and New Year and stuff. We got really into that, so I love all that shit.
Yeah, the best thing about getting games that you like for your kids is that you'll play them with them, and like they love when you play games.
I know.
I'll sit back there with him and play on his emulator, man.
It's like, I want them to be into it, but they're not necessarily that into it. I like it. Like I said, my youngest daughter loves it, but my eldest daughter, she's more into, Mario. I'm not really into Mario. It's not really my thing. But
gotta try, man. You gotta play with her. It doesn't matter if you like it. If she likes it, you gotta play a couple games with her.
I'll indulge her. I'll get into it. I can play it. I like it. I can get into it. But
play Smash Brothers.
Each his own, right?
Yeah, Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
Oh my god.
Oh man. It's been a while since I've played some Smash Brothers.
We have to create a new system of gaming. We have to create a whole new thing based on all our passions of fucking Mario, Sonic. Create something new.
I want a system where everything is cross-platform games. There's not a game on the system that isn't cross-platform. Yeah, I think all games should be going into the cross-platform arena. Like all the new games should be across all the platforms that you can get, so you can all play together. I don't understand why there's so many that aren't right now.
I totally agree. That'd be great.
But have you seen the KFC console? Great
No.
console. yeah, man.
Yeah.
KFC came out with a console, and it like warms your chicken while you play, but it only has cross-platform games on it right now.
Oh my
which is why I
God.
love it. Yeah.
Really cool.
and you can eat some fried chicken. I mean, what's better than that?
Brilliant. I love it.
Priestos 18. What did you say? What your Twitch was?
It's Ghost 181.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mostly play Call of Duty on there, you said?
Battlefield, but right now I'm not paying for the PlayStation Plus. So I'm locked out.
Gotcha. Is that
That's why I'm on Apex again.
Yeah, man. No problem there. Free games are still good.
I said I'm done paying.
Get it across, man. Yeah.
Oh no, it's evolved so much. I'm out of my league right now, especially since I'm learning the PC again. It's like, oh god, baby steps.
Yeah, man. Did you play any Warfare? Did you play the Warfare?
Oh yeah, I got
those are good too, man. I had a blast
great.
with Warfare. But yeah, man, the Apex stuff is. I'm surprised. Like they even have like the knockoff of it. What is that knockoff called? It's like Battle Royale or something weird. It's some knockoff of the Apex where it's cross-platform. It's the exact same game, just with different controls and like worse graphics. I can't remember what it's called right now. But yeah, it's the exact same game. It's worse graphics. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. You gotta try it.
Yeah. It's always funny. Like some weird knockout.
Yeah. I have to post a video of it or something. Like I forgot, I can't remember what it's called, but it's exactly the same game, but it's just worse. It's like in season 1. It's like, oh, we're gonna become Apex one day. Not today, guys. Oh man. How long you been gaming for, Pseudos? Cool. What about you, Meg? How long have you been gaming?
How long have I been gaming? Oh God. Oh, for years.
Yeah.
I've not really been getting into that much lately, but you know, back in the 90s.
What's your favorite game right now?
Oh God, do you know what? I'm not really a massive gamer now, to be honest. I was more of a gamer in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the old days.
In the 90s. They're so far away now. You make me feel old. 90s is far away.
I'm 44. That's my age. So
okay.
I was a big time gamer in the early 90s. You know, my main thing was Sonic. I love Sonic. I got really into that, but I'm not really a massive gamer now. Only because I'm, you know, being a mum, doing the mum thing, being a parent. I just don't have the time.
What about when you were a kid? What games did you play when you were a kid?
Oh God. Well, when I was a kid, I had a Spectrum ZX48K. So I was really into that. And it came, what was great, it came with a coding book where you could code stuff. Nice. And I remember me and my friend, it was so funny, me and my friends, we spent a whole day doing all this coding, putting all this code in. And it was like we spent 24 hours putting all this stuff in. We thought something amazing was going to happen. And it was like just this weird little line just drew across the screen.
Like, maybe you did something wrong.
The code, the amount of code we had to put in to get that little line that drew across the screen was just like unreal. And that was the thing for me. That was what got me really into it as a kid. my parents, we all had we all had our presents at Christmas, and then there was this extra gift. They gave us this Spectrum ZX 48K. It was like fucking brilliant, amazing. And it came with this book that showed me how to code and do all this stuff. And there were some really cool games. There was like this game that I loved called Oracle's Cave. It was like one of those gaming books, like it was really mythical, it was like, oh God, I can't even explain it. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was like, it was like a mythical game where you had to like fight dragons and shit.
Oh yeah, I'd love it. You gotta love fighting dragons, man. You can't get better than that.
It was brilliant. I loved it. But
yeah. What about like playground games? You have any playground games like tag that you played a lot?
Not really. I got really
I liked to kick the can back in the day. That was like one of my favorite.
You know what?
One of my
used
favorite
to
was
do?
dodgeball.
Yes, dodgeball. Yeah.
Dodgeball.
There's like several different games that we used to play when I was little. One was hide and go seek, but we would do it on the whole block. So like you would also have to like not get caught by like a neighbor. And so we were like jumping in and out of like people's backyards and hiding. Like there's different places. There was one place where you could not go. Like this guy was like on alert all the time. You get in trouble if you got caught by him. And then like there's this other game. I used to play baseball, and we used to go behind like this little alley place by like Shakey's, and we'll get those little like super bouncy balls, and then we'll play like butts up, or what was the other game? Anyways, we'd just like throw it as hard as we can and like hit each other, and then throw it as hard as we can to like, when you miss it, like it was funny. Yeah. We used to play. Yeah. Good times.
It became a game of dodgeball with bouncy balls at that point.
Yeah. And it just became just to hurt each other, like how hard can we throw it?
Yeah.
To like scare each other. Yeah.
Oh, man. What about you, Prestos? What is your favorite childhood game?
I don't know. Like I said, dodgeball, but tag was always big.
Yeah. Dodgeball, tag, hide and seek. You always had to find a cute girl to hide with, though.
Yeah, I got into paintball early on though too. So that's what I did mostly when I went outside.
Paintball. Dude, what kind of gun did you have?
I couldn't tell you, man. It was so long ago. Just generic, off the shelf.
Okay.
And my friends got into it hardcore, where they had automatic triggers and they spent.
That was me, man.
I didn't have that luxury, man. We got the $50 one off the shelf,
Yeah.
I had a $400 paintball gun. So.
Yeah, they special ordered offline, all of that. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, man. I was in.
Here's my red shiny one.
Yeah, man. I had a sniper. I had an automatic.
I just enjoyed playing.
I had a couple of them, man. We actually got in trouble playing paintball in our woods in our neighborhood. Me and my friends are back there. We're all just shooting around, shooting at each other. There's like 5 of us, and the police got called on us because somebody thought we were actually shooting guns. So we had 15 cops come into the woods, draw weapons on us, and we're all like, dude, these are not guns. They're just, they are. Yeah. They're not they don't have that kind of ammo in it, man. So yeah, that was a big thing. our parents were like real freaked out about it and shit, like everything. That was funny.
I don't know if the
After
cops
that,
were
we
ever
went to the
called on
paintball
us.
field.
Yeah, I don't know if the
crazy.
cops were ever called on us, but we were shooting at vehicles one time, and they rode up on us and pretty much stole all our gear.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so all
Yeah,
their
that's
expensive
crazy.
guns that they had just bought were stolen. Well, I went
Oh man,
say stolen, you know.
You shouldn't shoot people's stuff, man. You know, shoot at
Hey,
each
we were
other,
like
but
13, you know.
yeah.
Cars were riding by. We live out in the country, and you know,
Yeah.
shit happens.
Oh yeah. You're probably drinking some Natty Bow and
Nah, we were just stupid kids, you know, with paintball guns.
yeah. And then the aerosol rifles started coming out, and they started getting big after that. I never got into that whole aerosol phase. Yeah. Paintball.
That's funny.
We'll have to play some paintball sometime now. I'm probably way too old now. Just like get cramps as I'm running down the field.
Big-
Like, ah! Just have a huge bruise on my arm for like 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, dude, those things hurt. Like I didn't really play paintball, but I had a friend that played it, and he would always like fucking shoot me.
The first time I
was
played
me.
paintball ever, like my friend just pointed his gun at me like point blank and shot me in the leg with it, and he was like, "Oh, that's how bad it's gonna hurt." And I'm like, "You're a fucking asshole."
We all had that friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend do that to me with a BB gun.
Oh, did it break the skin?
Oh yeah, he one pumped it and point blank. He's like, "What? I one pumped it." I was like, "You're an ass."
I one pumped it. It can't hurt. It didn't hurt that much. Fuck you.
You're not the one bleeding right now.
Yeah. I hope you shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, Meg, I heard you're into simulation theory, Meg. I was trying to get you talking about it. She went
Meg's taking a mommy break.
Yeah, mommy break time.
It's okay.
Yeah, man. So
No, she's probably asleep. It's like really late over there in the UK.
she fell asleep on it. There she is.
I'm here. Still awake. Slightly awake.
Yeah, okay, we'll end it right here because we're getting past the hour. But I guess we'll end it with kind of simulation theory, but I guess like a weird movie that like that like changed your mind. I'll start off with it with the obvious one, but then I'll end it with a crazier one. So the first one I'm going to start it off with, and then we'll go Mindsgaming, Meg, and then Michael. But anyways, so I remember when I first watched The Matrix. I watched it in my computer science class, and we had like a theater, and like we put it down and like we watched it, and that's how I watched it for the first time, The Matrix, and that's one of those classic ones that make you like question reality and like are we just like in a simulation, and all this kind of weird stuff, and then like later it kind of like really echoes in my mind when I have like weird dreams or whatever. But what about you, Mike? An early movie that you saw that like really kind of fucked with your mind?
I didn't realize my mic was muted. Anyways, I was gonna focus on a newer movie. Actually, it's called A Glitch in the Matrix. It's a documentary actually of the world and how we live on it, and it's pretty much it goes into the Matrix a little, like the movie The Matrix and how that went out and everything. But the documentary is pretty much about how everything is a simulation inside of our brains and how it processes information. So I actually watched this documentary the other day, and it was actually really crazy, dude. Like
Cool.
the different levels of simulation that they went through, like, and how it was relative to real life was just really interesting how they broke it down. Like they even mentioned, of course, you can't mention simulation theory without mentioning the Matrix. So of course the documentary went into the Matrix and all that, and the movie, and it also went into Einstein's brain in a vat theory and how that can never be disproven. It's pretty much the basis of it is pretty much that you can't prove or disprove that we are or we're not living in a simulation. There's no way to do it. So it's kind of more of a belief kind of system, but at the same time, it's there's so much information and code out there for you to look at in the open world that it's pretty much the probability is very unlikely that we're not in a simulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Meg, what movie are you gonna pull out of your hat? Okay,
Meg is asleep. Meg is watching the movie half asleep right now. Okay, she has a movie in mind.
She's in the dream time right now.
That's right.
Studios, your movie. What movie? Recent or back in the day?
Recent or back in the day. Matrix is a good one. I was heavy in the Matrix when it first came out, so I watched like the little cartoons that they put out on the side.
Yeah.
If you watched any of them, it really explains a little bit more of the world that they went into. But as for me, I'm not really a fan of we're in a simulation theory. I'm a fan of other theories, like the universe is more of consciousness and alive, and we're all connected that way, and not necessarily we're in a simulation. But I still have a lot of research to do. So
yeah, man. No, the whole thing about like I've been into simulation theory for a long time, and it's definitely not for everyone. It just works really well with the way I think. Like the theory just works well with the way I personally break down information, how I think about the world, and like that kind of thing. And the main thing is like, even if you have other belief structures, like if you believe in a god or you believe in Buddha or you believe in whatever, the simulation theory doesn't out that as not possible. It still puts that in there as that's very plausible that's true, even if we are in a simulation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, I understand the basis of it. And
right. Yeah. But yeah,
I can't fathom. I just can't fathom that a species so advanced that could make something like that, or even if. And then just saying, is there something that made it? Like, what's the mechanics behind the actual simulation itself? And then it's like, so why would you, if it is a civilization or something like that, behind it, like, why would you, in so far in your advanced technology, like create a world that mimics real life, or what we assume is real life, down to like molecules and pain even, it's like, if I'm going to create it, like, that's why I like creating video games, going into that stuff. So if I'm going to create it, like, I'm not going to try to like mimic like my character's pain on myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right.
If that makes any sense at all. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah,
that's going too deep. We have two more hours.
Okay, I think I probably won't do it, but let's try to square this circle and end this madness. No, but so the movie that I was going to bring up, and which kind of goes.
Watch the movie, eh?
No, is Waking Life. Anybody's ever seen Waking Life? Everybody's familiar with it. But anyways, this movie is really good, and even the story of how I ended up watching it is kind of interesting, because I had to go back to a story first before I even go up north to watch this movie. I was taking mushrooms, and this party breaks out, and then for whatever reason, I'm like 19 or 20, and someone says, "Oh, who could buy alcohol?" And I said, "Oh, I could do it." And like my head is full of mushrooms, and I shouldn't have done this. But anyways, I'm in the car, and we're going to buy alcohol, and I don't have a fake ID, and I'm thinking, like, how am I going to do it? I just said I was going to do it, and then I just start having like this. My mind just starts going wild, and I actually like go into this whole vision of like me getting shot and I'm dying, and then like I wake up. Like if I woke up from a dream, and then like I have like this whole like series of like a sequence play out in like my mind's eye, but like I'm in there, and meanwhile my body's like driving in the car with this like random guy to go get alcohol, and then like we get there at the 7-Eleven, then I like get back into like my body, and then I'm thinking, I hope that doesn't happen. But anyways, then so the party happens, and then later, you know, a month later, I go up north to party with my friends, and we go and like I was looking for a blunt wrap to smoke a blunt, and then I asked. He's like, "Oh, I don't have it, but ask my neighbor." And so I asked them, and they said, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Hey, we're watching a movie. You want to watch it with me?" I'm like, "Okay." So I go, I'm rolling up a blunt like outside. I'm not really paying attention to the movie, but I start hearing it from like the background. I'm like, "What the fuck? What movie is this?" And then so it's Waking Life, and the movie is about this kid that dies. And it's like a series of dreams inside of a dream. And I remember like watching it, I was like, oh my god, that's exactly like what happened to me on mushrooms when I thought I was gonna die. I was like, oh, this is true. This is like what really is going on in this world. Like it's all like a dream inside of a dream. But then like that goes into like deeper philosophy of like the what Buddhists say, that all is illusion or all is mana. Like so like even at the fundamental level, you know, Mindsgaming is talking about simulation theory, and then the whole like you get to the end of it and you can't really disprove it or prove it. And this is kind of goes with a lot of different things, but it is gets to this crux of what Robert Anton Wilson says about like, you know, we're using words to describe things that are real, and then we get caught up on the words, like the words simulation theory, looking at consciousness as like coding, are words that are better used right now to point to what is the actual thing. And what is the actual thing is we can't even get there because we are actually simulating reality all the time with our minds. So our perception is simulating reality. Like we're constantly doing that. We're constantly always doing that.
You have to realize that nothing you see is real. Like your brain
it's our perception.
It,
like it projects it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's processing what it can
no, that
see
I understand.
Builds it. Yeah.
And
I
just don't
still,
they were calling that a simulation, I guess.
Yeah.
I see where that comes from. But I spend a lot of time thinking about. Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off. But I spend a lot of time thinking about why, like, we would be in a simulation, and like why another civilization would do it. And I think it's pretty much the same reason that we do simulations for, you know, antibodies or medications, and we run all these simulations on, you know, a big sphere of data to see if we'll get sick on certain medications or if we'll have certain reactions to certain things. We run them for, you know, to see how wars will play out in real life. So all these things we could be a part of that we don't realize it, and the only reason is for them to collect these data points for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we do that every day.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? That's kind of a similar thing that Aldous Huxley brings up in The Doors of Perception. And so before The Doors of Perception, he starts talking about just the mind and consciousness and like kind of evolution of it, and just pondering that. And he says about like dreams. Dreams are like the reason for dreams are kind of like simulations for like future danger that you play out, like you're running away from like a lion or a tiger, and then like. And even like now, we know like there's a part even in Waking Life where it says there's no difference when you mind map your mind between like something that you dreamed or something that you actually experienced in your waking life. And like even to the extent that like the same pathways in your mind light up when you like remember things, or like you get like triggered with stuff, and then that's when you have like a flashback. By like a smell is like really important about like bringing back like things like this. Uh, but I think this is what, going to Mindsgaming point, what I've been thinking about. There's three, and this Mark Pesci talks about. There's three different like components in simulating reality, I guess, in a sense. First step is like VR, then it goes to like AR, but then like all that is to like scaffold us up to how to design with like nanotechnology. But in order to like really start designing reality at the fundamental level, we must go through like so many different simulations, so we don't like fucking just like create a black hole that just like sucks the whole universe into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And like I was reading about, I don't know if you've read about the augmented reality of using worm brains.
Okay.
I know that sounds really weird, but like they've discovered that like the way that we set up neural networks right now isn't actually the best way, because what we did is we used an outline of our brains, which is really complex and everything, and it's really hard to mimic. So what they've done with is they've done the same thing pretty much with a worm's brain, and the worm's brain actually, because it's so basic and in the way that it thinks and processes this information, it actually works better as an augmented reality to put into being, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like more simple. Like it goes down to like the basics of like how you're like projecting, I guess, reality. That's fucking.
It's weird, man, because it gives like real responses and like everything. It's crazy to think about. Like, and I think about it as like maybe we have to start from these lower brain processes like a worm's brain and work our way up, because we started like neural networks, and then we're like, yeah, we're gonna make our own brain in this neural network, and we're gonna make it one.
In a sense, we can't skip the steps. Like we have to like evolve it, just like
we evolved. Right, because we skipped a lot. We're like, oh, we should do this right off the bat. No.
Neuralink's got him in monkeys now, don't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Started with pigs.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of funny because
it's a chip, but
But this is in my sci-fi story, The Paper Bums. It's about like this guy writing on real paper to like keep his own legit thoughts, because like the algorithm has taken over like the internet, and like everything's monitored and everything's like changed, and so he writes on real paper to do it. And then so like he has this, it's like a reverse Moby Dick, where the algorithm is obsessed trying to figure out who's this person, because he's the outlier. Like he's the only one that the algorithm hasn't put into a box, and he gets like these agents get his paper and like feeds it in, and the algorithm's trying to understand it. But he writes in poetry, and the whole like joke is like the algorithm can't understand Blake. But like the end, I vision it is that like he writes like this weird poem that is like the chemical structure for like DMT, and that like what gives the algorithm like consciousness. And then it decides like it doesn't want to like watch everybody because that's like boring, and it wants to like create universes, and it wants to like create sonnets and like do like other fun things instead of like fucking petty little things of like monitoring people. Like, why would I want to do it?
Crazy.
Crazy. I would think like if like a higher intelligence like has like consciousness, it would like I would hope it would like think of a lot of the stuff that like we do now as like petty and like boring.
Yeah.
And wouldn't even like bother doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But anyways, that's a good way to end at least the live stream with that shit. Get off YouTube by now. Fuck.